So what we talked about in our lesson was a little bit more of the backswing position and making sure we're a little bit more precise on where we're bringing the club. We talked about more of coming a more straight back, and I guess you could say we can imagine that little shaft that we had there before. But we don't want it to, be too far on the outside or too much on the inside. And you'll see that. We're going to go over that in a minute. And then what I wanted you to do is actually do this little exercise, feeling that, and do this with a lot of little small shots. We hit a lot of small shots, maybe halfway between this blue flag and the end of the tee. And that really helped just getting the feeling, getting a groove, getting a little bit of a rhythm, and get some confidence in the motion. Because that's really what you need right now, is a little bit of confidence in that motion. So I want you to keep doing this, and it'll also help with a little bit of extension, which we're going to talk about in a few minutes. So just want to show you the difference in the position. So this was actually a good position. You can see how it kind of goes straight back, right in line. Club face is more toe up. Again, like I told you, we might have to kind of keep an eye on it, make sure it's not getting too open at this point. But that's kind of more in line with your hands. Okay, kind of straight back. And then this would be the other one, going too far out, which would be bad. Too far out and open. Don't want to do that. So now here's another good one. It's just straight back and open. And you can see how that's right in line with your hands. The club face is actually fairly square in that one, maybe slightly open. Good, and it gets hinged back in a really good position. And as we talked about earlier, just make sure as you're doing this, don't forget to turn your shoulders back, so you're trying to get that little motion in a turn. So that was very good. So let's see that again one more time. Feel like it's going back, and look at that nice little hinge. And you say if this was on plane here, there was a line here to distinguish plane, which is just a line that goes right up your shaft here. It would actually point right down that line, so that's awesome. So the other part, what I wanted to show you is from the other view here. This is the drill that we did, just to try to limit a little bit of motion and just try to get you to feel the extension a little bit. So we were hitting the ball pretty good, and this is a slow motion video actually. We were hitting the ball good. You can see you still have a little bit of tendency to kind of lean a little bit this way, and we just need to make sure you bring this and kind of bring these shoulders and bring them back a little bit that way. Recenter yourself. But the idea was, you can see you get a great job in the backswing, open the face, and then on the downswing, pretty good, but the arms got a little bit alligator-ish, and we started hitting a little right. Hitting it good, but hitting it a little right. So what we did, we took a drill here, and I'll put this on the side. And I know it looks a little squished because it's in high def, so what you'll see here, this is you feeling a little bit less motion, only feeling your arms going back and your arms going through. And this is a great drill. This is why when you put your feet together, you can hit everything a little to the left and not to the right, because you're actually kind of more aware where your club face is. You help with the release of the club, or as we talked about, the kind of the turning over of the club face like a tennis racket. And you'll see this is just you moving. I'm going to kind of do it step by step here. So this would be one, and this would be your backswing for this one. So you can see there's definitely a difference here, which is good. But you'll start to see the differences as you come down. You can see how much different your arms are here versus right in towards the ball there like this. So then we call this, just the arm swing or extension drill. And you can do this, I wouldn't recommend doing the hybrid like we did. You can do this with your sand wedge, your 9-iron, or whatnot. But just feel like you're going to go back about, maybe probably a little shorter than here, just about here. And then you're going to go through and extend through this way. Back and extend through, and you're making sure the club face, so you can see you're still a little bit alligator there, but the club face is going to go over, kind of flip upside down, so the club's going to look upside down like a racket when you're done hitting a forehand. The top of the racket, or the front part of the racket, is pointing down to the ground. And I really would like you to do a lot of those little shots, feeling that extension through the ball, starting off, like I said before, just the sand wedge, then moving up to your 8-iron. And when you get comfortable hitting this little shot, feeling the arms going back, club opening, and extend. So that's kind of the little mantra I want you to have. Kind of feel it goes back to about parallel to the ground, where the club face is a little open. It's going to go through and extend. And I think that's a great little exercise for you to practice. And also, not to get ahead of ourselves, but I think it'd be really good, as we mentioned earlier in our lesson today, is to try to go with something like this routine when you're on the golf course. Really open, then go back, then come back down, then do that again and swing through, and then actually hit the ball. I think that would be really, really helpful for you. So keep up the good work. I know it's a little frustrating. I know it's tough, but you're doing a great job, and I know a little bit more hard work will start to pay off sooner or later.